I'm gonna get straight to it. You know, a lot of people may use the term that you up next, but you are up now. You know, anything that you've been thinking about pursuing, you know, and you, especially if you thought about it with your first mind, which is your inner God, do it now. You know, even though we say time don't exist in this physical realm, we are all here for a limited time. But the spirit and soul is obviously eternal. Fear is not an option, you know. There's going to be a lot of stepping stones that you have to go through. You know, but it's all going to be worth it. Every seed that you sow is going to grow and be very prosperous. You can't pay attention to your haters. I don't care what I go through. I may have a time when I have my rants or whatnot and go through life and feel like things not fair, this, that, and the third. Because sometimes even myself forget that this is all a test. God darn it. It's the only thing about coming out in these woods and stuff. Or trying to be in what you call nature, all these bugs and flies. So bear with me if I'm moving around and scratching my eyes and stuff. Because there's a lot of bugs and stuff out. But yeah, so. And you got to know, you know, don't think that, you know, your time is now. Know it. Once you know that your time is now and put things in the order, everything is going to fall into place. But nothing is not going to come without judgment and, you know, hatred and obviously support. But there's a lot of different levels you have to take to reach these certain levels, especially when you awaken into who you are. New levels bring new devils. But once you lose that fear and hesitation and having a fear of failure, we all may fail in a certain way. Doesn't mean that you're a failure. You just do it again and try to realize and remember where you made mistakes at. Remember, in this earthly body, none of us are perfect. Even the gods came down and took the women of the earth. I know you probably like, well, what the heck that have to do with it? Well, you know, they say you got to be focused, don't lust, don't do this, don't do that. You know, we're not perfect, but we're working hard to be close to it, to understand the purpose. And if you are here to help people and guide them, you know, you have a calling. But the biggest mistake I feel like I made, and again, I do not like to live with regrets, but me doing other things, being distracted, hanging out with people, doing a little drinking, doing my little smoking back in the day, you know, and it really is a big distraction. It's true. It's a really big distraction. You know what I'm saying? It really is. Women, men, you know, especially dating and this and that. If you know and feel you have a higher meaning and a higher calling in life, then pursue it. You know, like me, I have to remember, I'm not good at remembering certain things, especially as I'm going through these monitoring events, etc., and a lot of different things that I get sidetracked. So I've lately started jotting things down. You know, you can't let the fear of failure hinder you. Yes, a lot of evil ones in high places that's running a lot of things, but you have the power. And if you fail something, it's only because you allowed yourself to fail. You can't blame the enemy for being the enemy. If you're looking for friends in the enemy, you're going to have a rude awakening. I'm getting bit up by the. I gotta get up out of here, man. Oh, snaps. Ooh, ouch. But and I'm getting bit up in here. But yeah, let me get back to this. I'm gonna get out of this trail, man. It's too many dang on bugs. But yeah, you gotta just know, like, once you have the confidence, you know, to be like, I know who I am. I know what I want to do in life, and I want to do something that makes me happy, something that helps other. If you, them kind of individuals, then these videos are definitely for you because you have a higher calling. So it's never going to be easy. You just got to roll with the punches and always have the confidence to know that the Creator will not put you in any situation that you can't handle. Sometimes you got to learn how to smile when people frowning at you. You know? Like now, again, if it's nice out, I like to do videos outside, but I be slightly distracted. Plus, there's a lot of bugs and stuff out in these areas. So sometimes it's like a distraction, but pay attention to the message. You know? You came too far to stop. You know? And if you ain't accomplished something, don't blame others for it. Take self-accountability and get up and try it again. Because practice makes perfect. And through all the practicing, once you master your art, there's no stopping you. Unless you're getting in your own way. These enemies and doubters, or whatever you want to label the disagreeable people that's here to hinder you, etc., you have to use that. You know, you got to use that as a strategy. It's almost like when you're playing Pac-Man. You got to make the right moves. You got to dodge this going over there. You just got to make sure you dodging these potholes, and because you have a lot to deal with, I understand, and it gets stressful. Especially if you look like me or you come from a certain background, you're dealing with double judgment, triple judgment. But it's very true. You have the ability to shift the energy in the rooms. See, me, I'm not gonna lie, lately I've been moving off a little negativity because that's all I've been receiving. But I've got to a point where I've been learning and working on not letting people get me upset, because I know that they are trying to push, you know, your buttons and trying to knock you off your goal. You know, all of this is part of a big distraction. And I'm not even gonna pay attention to certain things right now, you know, but again, the monitoring is always going on. But you gotta see past that. You gotta just continue to keep going. Because if you like me and this relates to you in these videos, this is something that's always gonna happen. This stuff is beyond somebody just stalking you. You know, it's the devil that knows that you're gonna be great. I've doubted myself plenty of times. I was in the midst of writing my book years and years ago and never barely got a chance. I lost the information, etc. So that's why I say the time is now. Don't wait for later. Do it now, because sometimes it may take longer. It's depending on what you're doing. If you're writing books and things like that to try to keep your mental health, you know, in order, that helps. You want that job position, even though we understand that life is beyond a 9 to 5. But that could just be a stepping stone, because we all know it takes money to make money. Unfortunately, the harder you work to succeed, the harder, you know, these haters work to make sure you don't succeed, and you can't allow that. because they can't stop you. You're the only one that can stop you. They can throw you. You gotta look at it like they're not even worth your time. You got a destiny to fulfill. You don't have time to be worrying about who don't like you or who's turning their nose up every time they see you. They're none but thieves, warmongers, etc. They know who they are. Amongst a lot of disagreeable names, you know, they are part of the evil fallen ones. Because you also got to remember, there are disagreeable angels called demons. So, with that being said, only you can hinder you. You know? Only you can stop your success by allowing others to trigger you or upset you. Who cares if somebody think they're better than you or feel this way and feel that way? You ever thought about it? What makes certain individuals better than you? Can they run faster than you? Can they jump higher? What makes them so more superior than you? Oh, they have an education. What do they have? Nothing. These people are not special in anything besides oppressing people, hatreds, war tactics, etc. And they not 100% superb in that, because all they doing is copying. You are part of the original, and you are a manifester. So manifest now, because sometimes it's not enough time for later. Like I said before, there's going to be a lot more that's going to come against you than stand with you. But let me take that back, because celestial and what's unseen, you have legions of guardians of the galaxies around you. And I'm speaking to the ones with a higher purpose. Sure, you could be a best worker at a job or doing this and making a lot of money and doing all this, but is it really worth that time? Is that really your calling? Are you really happy with that? I'm speaking to the real ones that like to help others as well. It's not just about you getting a lot of money. It's not just about you're getting big houses and cars or whatever. The ultimate goal is about helping others, help themselves. They got to put the work in too. You could give them, a push, but they got to do it the rest just like you have to. You're not here to hold nobody's hand, nobody here to hold your hand, These kind of roads ain't never been easy. They always had road blocks and big potholes and glass in the road, roadkill, etc. On the road of what we call life, living, existing. So if you know that you're good at something and you got something else going on in your life that's taking away a lot of that time, learn either how to balance it or take a chance of pursuing, your dreams, your ambitions, your talents. Because this matrix is designed to swallow the weak, financially, spiritually, even physically, especially if you're not going along with this system. And I'm not speaking of trying to rebel or this and that, or coming up against a government or this and that, because I feel like it was already written. I'm just saying there's a lot of disagreeable things that happen underneath this sun. And a lot of these people want to keep it this way. They want to keep it while you struggle and never be able to be successful or feed your family or your kids' kids. But it's not just only about that, because Once you realize that the material things don't mean nothing. Yes, it's good to live comfortably and not have to worry about bills or a place to stay, or some people, like I said before, on certain areas in America and outside America that's probably living off the grid, etc. That's the main reason why a person like me and others that may, seek monetary gain, because you want to live and have, you want to have things. Yeah, you do. Especially if you come from a line of hard workers such as myself. But the ultimate goal is to make sure your kids and people you really care about, each one teach one. This knowledge is just not yours. What's the use of having knowledge if you don't use it? You having knowledge, but yet you're working and doing everything else, and you never use the knowledge to spread it and teach these kids. Tell these certain individuals pull up their pants. You don't have to be a rapper, an NBA player and all that all the time. Statistically, with the melanated kids or any other type of kids, because you can influence kids, adults, anybody. Like I said, a baby could teach a grown person something if you pay attention. Sometimes I often wonder, what's the difference between light workers and star seeds and all these different titles? I guess when it's all said and done, the truth shall be revealed. But this is for the real ones that know life is beyond a 9 to 5. Life is beyond this matrix, this illusion. Because at the end of the day, you really don't have enemies. You are your biggest enemy. And for the real ones that understand that, overstand that, understand that, then you know that nothing can stop you. Unless you allow yourself to get in your own. And that's what I've been doing for a long time. And that's what others been doing for a long time. By dealing with emotions, attachments, and caring for others more than you care about yourself, trying to do things for others, but they don't want to help themselves. You got to let go of that dead weight. Everybody not meant to go on this journey with you. And I'm not helping nobody that don't want to help themselves. I believe in letting the dead bury the dead, because some people are just not going to change. And you have to accept that. And you have to keep going. Your time is now, is not later. Whatever you need to do, whatever you can apply to whatever you want to do in your life, do it now. And if you're working or doing something where you're not happy at it, I suggest you save up a little bit. And if you don't know what you're good at, do some soul searching. Go somewhere where it's quiet. You're not crazy. Talk to yourself in your head. Talk to the universe and say, what's my purpose if you don't quite know it yet? Like I said, this content is for the deep thinkers. The earthbound, celestial. It's for anybody that can relate to these videos, that's vibrating on positivity. Yeah, I may not be doing the best, but I feel like everything's going to turn out for me. I think at a point, everything I touch and start speaking is just going to be going up. I've definitely put the work in. You're going to have to put the work in. Get out of that victimized mentality of feeling like everyone victimizing you and doing this. You got to get out of that mindset. Because if you stay in that type of mindset, then you're going to be hindered. Oh, this person doing that. Oh, they're supposed to do that. They're supposed to stalk you. They're supposed to make it hard for you. They're supposed to want to try to attack you physically sometimes, spiritually a lot of times, mentally a lot of times. It's all a part of the ascension process. It's all a part of the awakening process. If you thought having your eyes wide open was gonna be easy, you can't shut them now. So there's no turning back. This kind of journey, you can't decide to start going and seeing things and discovering stuff and say, you know what? It's starting to get creepy and scary. I want to abort the mission. It don't work like that. You got to finish on this Oregon Trail, if you get what I'm saying. And that's why it's only few chosen, but many are called. The reason why this is mentioned so many times, because everybody is not built to go through this, and everybody is not meant to serve a higher purpose. Some people are just meant to be exactly what they're meant to be. And they're just nothing but extras in this movie. And you are the star player, the star. You know, you are the leading role. As a matter of fact, you are the Arthur in this book of life. And anybody else, if they feel the same way, regardless of what background they come from, who am I to tell them anything different? You are what you think you are. So just know and always fully understand, do anything now. And you're never too old to go back to school if that's what you want to do. You're never too old to be the creator that you are. You're never too young to start doing things now. The younger, the better. You know, I procrastinated. Like I said, I've done a lot of things and I knew better. And I knew I had a higher calling, but I still stayed smoking and doing things and trying to be there for others that wasn't trying to be there for themselves, or not even be there for me when I needed it. Having empathy for others, and then when I need someone to have some sympathy and empathy for me, a lot of those individuals wasn't around. I can't fault them though. I can only fault myself for investing in time that people wouldn't invest the same time back, or even a half of the time. I've helped people out when they was drunk, etc. And people have left me in the past when I used to drink and all that, man. I have a blackout. I woke up in the middle of the woods by myself once. If you tell me that wasn't creepy, man, I woke up, you couldn't see nothing but complete darkness. My so-called friends left me. And that's symbolic of life. So I ain't gonna drag this video too long, but I think I've been having issues with gigabytes of stuff, so I might have to purchase some more gigabytes because the vids, it's kind of downloading slow. So I hope I done deleted a few things and tried to make room, so hopefully this video download in a proper time. So like, comment, and subscribe, share, turn on your post notifications. It's Triple. I'm out. 13.